Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BTS Americas 3. We are hopping into the second best of 3 series for you today. We're still in just round number 1, as I will show you with my fancy production value, the bracket right on your screen. We're going to be venturing towards the bottom of the bracket here. It is SwaG versus Power of Friendship. This isn't just any normal SwaG name. This is a nostalgic Dota SwaG name, KotLGuy. I haven't seen this name in quite a while. Anyways, I'm KotLGuy. I'm not going to be going alone, though, with this cast. Stepping off the main caster seat into the co-caster position, my man Blaze is going to be joining me. Blaze, firstly, thank you so much for stepping in on short notice and helping me out and taking the first series. How are you doing today? How was the series? And are you amped up for some more Dota?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh. Blaze, sorry, I want you to stop just a second. I got you very quiet, and that is my fault. Let me go ahead and do a little unplug, replug. I don't want you to get too into detail without everyone hearing your beautiful voice here, so give me one hot second. All right, Blaze, are you there? Can you hear me? Oh, nope, sorry, we'll try it again. Oh my god, this thing is just, of course, KotLGuy can't have production value. All right, one more time. Oh, hold on, I almost heard you. Try again.
Team ban.
Oh my god, people are noticing. It's this USB freaking audio driver. It's like I gotta blow on it to make it work properly here. Oh, wait, I can hear you now.
Do you want to crank it up a bit?
Oh, okay? Here we go. Yeah, you know, I'm so sorry. I had this flooding issue in my office. I won't go into detail, but I had to pick up and move my desk, so plugs and wires got fiddled around a bit, and it doesn't matter. I can hear you now, Blaze, so I'm sorry. Going on.
No problem, man. So I had a really good match, honestly. I thought that it was going to be like a quick 2-0 for Archon. They were extremely favored. I think the odds were like 82 to 18 or something. It was very clearly Archon that were going to be able to do more work because they had a great lineup with a long history, and just obviously they just took the Shanghai Major qualifier. So while they didn't have the greatest incentive to show their strongest play possible, it still was them to be the favored team. Yet we got to see some really good stuff out of Evernova. So we got to see it go to all 3 games. You got to see a really intense finish between the 2 teams. It was interesting drafts. It was entertaining NA Dota, and I can't wait for some more.
Yeah, I got to catch a bit of it, and I was indeed surprised that I was expecting, like probably most people, that Team Archon were going to be able to, maybe sweep the series. We don't really know much about their opponent. Unfortunately, their BTS journey is already concluded, but for them to give Archon a run for their money is certainly, nothing to scoff at. So Archon and Digital Chaos, maybe a little bit of like Elite Wolves are looking like some of the best squads in this group. But then we have some of these other names here, like these 2 names we have before us here, Blaze. On one end, we have Power of Friendship, which is pretty much like the little rascals of NA Dota, I guess you could say. Haven't really found a home for themselves, but we got Mario, who's been a team coach / manager and a player. Mikey J. White, who's been on like E-Hug, all over the place. Snake King, I mean, he's the king. We don't need to go into him too much. Way too, like, Liquid's probably the big name that stands out there. And Poop, which I believe should be Ush, unless this is a stand-in. I'm not too sure if we have any additional information on Mr. Poop down here, but
I believe he is a stand-in. Just Dota Buff has it at 3 games within the past few days. It looks like he is standing in for Ush, at least for the past week or so.
All right, so Poop. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to some Poop Dota. Now, on the other side, Blaze, we have KotLGuy, and this name, my goodness. Oh, by the way, I'm also getting note that I am not heard in Dota TV, and they are correct because I have not casted from my home setup in quite a while. Sorry, everybody. It's team, right, Blaze, or party?
Team.
Gotcha. I'm totally breaking the production immersion, but this isn't MDL. This isn't the major. This is BTS America, so people, please. All right. Now, KotLGuy, I don't know if you remember this, Blaze. You probably do because you've been around the block much longer than I have, but the great face-off grand final of the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 2, the Battle of the SwaG. KotLGuy versus Pretty Boy SwaG. Anyone remember these names? These guys?
Well, one of them was never heard from again, so yes. we know how it went down. But no, KotLGuy, yeah, they've got a pretty long history. They haven't really had much going for them in recent times, but Ned, for example, has been around the Brazilian scene and stuff for a very long time. He's been captaining. He's been just bringing a lot from that region.
Yeah, for the most part, it looks like these names are all pretty familiar, but they almost also
Radiant
could probably be
team
the little
back.
rascals of South America, I guess, on their side. They've been around the block, whether it's on their Isurus
Dire team back.
or, not today. Ned's a familiar name, and so is
Radiant team
Pepita,
back.
and even Dolce the Slayer. I mean, I remember a significant Legion Commander game with this guy because I was like, just giggling over his name at that point. So I know these guys have been around for quite a while. So anyways, enough about the history of these teams. Let's break down the draft here. No surprise to see we got to get rid of
10
the
seconds
Earth Spirit
remaining.
that I know everyone hates now. I cry about it every night. Witch Doctor, Ember Spirit's got to
5
go.
seconds
Power of Friendship,
remaining.
rid of the Lone Druid, Venge, and Oracle here. So with the first pick,
Reserve
Power of
time.
Friendship grabbed up a Night Stalker. That's an interesting first priority, as if they're like a Chinese team or something. SwaG Tiger got Invoker and Tusk, so I guess you're taking Tusk as the next best option over something like an Earth Spirit if you still want something aggressive. And then Blaze, Power of Friendship go
Dire
back for a
team
Dark
back.
Seer here. So what are we making out with the first impressions of this draft?
Well, I mean, like you stated, it's pretty much that we have a ganking focus for both sides here. The Earth Spirit, Night Stalker, and Tusk, all heroes that all fill a very similar role, are all heavily prioritized.
10
The last time that we got to see
seconds
Power of Friendship actually draft the Night Stalker Darkseer opener with their first
5
pick,
seconds
they
remaining.
were up against Team Freedom, and they went for the Disruptor next, which I would love to see for their
Reserve
team against
time.
heroes like Tusk and Invoker. It's very strong. And then they actually went for the Invoker, which of course will not be in the pool, and then a Spectre. So
Radiant
just
team
looking at
pick.
that, they have this tendency to take these heroes that can dominate the lanes early, as obviously Night Stalker at nighttime in particular, and then expand that to a late game strategy. So with a little bit of wombo combo, maybe an AoE support, not the Disruptor, but somebody, is going to be coming into play for Power of Friendship, and that's going to be creating space for something a little bit hard carry oriented for snaking.
Or they can grab like a gyrocopter, let's say right now. It's a tried and
10
true for
seconds
them.
remaining.
And you also need someone BKB dependent, especially if you see a Disruptor already. Disruptor can
5
get shut
seconds
down once you have a
remaining.
BKB on the other side. So I'm thinking vacuum into call down, big team fight built
Reserve
around that.
time.
Hopefully Night Stalker's there to create the space, but then again, I can see where it's coming from, because if you're committing for a Night Stalker and someone who's creating that kind of space, then maybe you want to go a bit more hard carry here. So we'll see what kind of game I imagine Snake King wants to play. But they did ban out a lot of sustain here. Oracle and Dazzle almost kind of both fit the bill, but getting rid of both. But
Dire team
an
pick.
awkward commitment to Winter Wyvern only just says that they want to do a vacuum Winter Curse. But we got to remember, you can't really contribute a whole lot from the outside. The only person taking damage is the target. What do you make of this? Aside from, big team fight, and they want to instantly delete one particular person.
Well, I mean, it definitely creates a lot of value with the synergy between the heroes. It's still like a hero that
10
provides the
seconds
exact same
remaining.
value in the laning phase, where the Winter Wyvern essentially can just be that 5-position support,
5
and with no
seconds
items at all,
remaining.
still make sure your carry gets some farm by using the Arctic Burn to zone and etc. Like Winter
Reserve
Wyvern is
time.
still up to his ultimate pretty much the same, and we're just going to be looking at this ultimate and how they utilize it. I actually got the privilege of watching Leviathan pick Winter Wyvern 2 games in a row as their third pick, and I had the same skepticism. I looked at it and I'm like, okay, we've seen this picked up by some Chinese teams, by even EG, and the heroes just didn't really do that much. But here in the hands of, it was Eagle on Leviathan, he was able to just isolate targets away from the fight, kind of just sometimes he used it to just throw, essentially to banish them from the fight for a few
Radiant
seconds.
team pick.
Sometimes he used it as a good kill opportunity if there was a 3-man clump. Like, there's actually some really good ways to use this hero, and people just kind of had to get used to it for a little while. So no surprise that he was weak early in this patch, but now and progressing forward, I actually think that it is a pretty strong pick in the right hands.
In that game, for Leviathan, did they happen to get a Aether Lens on that Wyvern?
I don't believe so, actually. But maybe, no, there was one
10
game where he had
seconds
Blink and
remaining.
Aether Lens, so he was actually very mobile and very long range.
I would have to say that that's
5
one of those things that
seconds
almost
remaining.
worked as an indirect buff. I felt like Aether Lens was probably, like, Winter Wyvern was one of the first
Reserve
heroes I thought of
time.
with Aether Lens. Almost all of her abilities, with the
10
exception, of
seconds
course, of her
remaining.
Arctic Burn, can take huge
Dire
advantage of
team
it. Long
back.
range out spam, so you're always in the safety zone and you're able to push out lanes without being in too much trouble. Curse, on top of the already buffed range it's been given, you get even that much extra space to work with, or that much extra space to get off that game-winning save
10
for
seconds
a Cold
remaining.
Embrace, let's say. So, moving forward, though, AA has been picked
5
up from SwaG
seconds
Entire
remaining.
to obviously compete the sustain power Wyvern provides, in addition to a Dark Seer
Reserve
mech,
time.
let's say. And then an OD going to be coming up here from Power Friendship. So they're reserving their core here for Snake King, and they get their own lane dominator to go toe-to-toe with the Invoker.
10 seconds
I'm honestly really surprised that OD made it this far through the draft. Obviously, the Invoker early pickup from SwaG and Tiger shows they prioritized that hero by comparison. But not banning the OD in Phase 2 when you know the Invoker is going to have to face them is a little bit dangerous to play along with. I mean, if the Invoker goes for the early exhort, he'll be able to get the last hits early on, but he's going to actually need the Tusk to bring in some pain on the OD around the first like 5 or 6 minute mark. Like around halfway through the laning phase, OD starts bringing that lane back unless he gets some help. So the Tusk is going to have a little bit of forced pressure to bring himself in and get himself involved. And remember, this is an off-lane Tusk. This isn't your support Tusk where that's his job exclusively. Mm-hmm. This is a hero that still wants to kind of do his own thing. So with the fact that Disruptor and AA are very static, have a lot of difficulty ganking other lanes, putting that responsibility on the Tusk so early on in the draft, it makes it so that Power Friendship have an easier time dictating the course of the game, especially during the nighttime.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's obvious that SwaG has something interesting planned, especially right from the get-go here. To see a team not be able to make a commitment for something like a Faceless Void, who's been totally ignored this whole draft, and to commit for a Tusk, I can't believe that there's going to be something interesting, because the solo offlane Tusk just hasn't something I've seen in quite a while. But the Morphling last grab coming out is something we've been seeing a lot of as of recent here. So not much to combat or even really necessarily lock down effectively this Morphling on the side of Power Friendship. So without good catch, it might be tricky to get a hold of this Morphling and prevent him from doing what he pleases
10
here.
seconds remaining.
And with only their last commitment being towards what I imagine being Snake King's core, this could end up being a race of which late gamer gets that much farm that much faster. Or not. Or we just go hyper aggressive early and not even let the Morphling come online. All right, Blaze, last pick's going to be Ursa from Power Friendship.
Yeah, and this is actually going to be really interesting because there are some real values in this hero. Obviously, the Enrage is going to be really good whenever he gets hit by an Ice Blast. You can't really rely on the lifesteal, but you can make sure that you don't take any damage that brings you into the Shadow Threshold. So I like the Ursa there. Taking early objectives to early towers, etc. is going to be really good. But one of my favorite things is that this is another hero that I was talking to Moppax in the previous time we saw the Wyvern, but every time Leviathan drafted the Wyvern, they had heroes that could really, even though they're not dealing damage to a target that's affected by the Winter's Curse, still benefit from hitting heroes in the Winter's Curse. The two heroes here are the Arcane Orb on the OD. He keeps stealing their intelligence, keeps stacking that up. And then the Ursa is actually stacking Fury Swipes all the while. So even if they're not able to deal damage, they are able to make use of that spell in terms of setup for all their heroes and in terms of extra damage boosts here for their cores.
All right, let's get underway. It's going to be game number 1 of SwaG and Tiger going against Power Friendship here, and SwaG going to be doing a 5-man early movement with the hope of getting a catch with a snowball, it looks like, but seems like something Power Friendship are going to be a bit wary of. Notice no real early TP movements coming out from their side to even get the offlane ward down. And we are going to be starting off with a pause, which I know you unfortunately had to go through a good chunk of them in the last series here, and something I am not happy to welcome back with a lot of the online tournament play. But it looks like we'll have a moment to be able to digest the matchup overall and see how it goes from here. But it's obvious right from the start Power Friendship played a bit more reserved, knowing that I guess when you're going against a Tusk, and to be honest, a South American squad, most of them tend to be more aggressive, so maybe you don't want to be hanging out there too far from home near the runes at risk of being first-blooded before the game actually begins.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a danger zone factor, so they're going to try to play it cool, play it safe, at least for now. But we're going to be seeing, interestingly enough, the mid laner here for the Invoker starting off with Quad, starting off with Cold Snap. So, I mean, that implies some more potential if they go for the ganking play early on, but doing it so early, like when you haven't even seen an enemy hero, implies to me that he's actually going to have things a little bit rougher because you're losing out on that 9 damage at the beginning of the laning stage.
Yeah, I don't know how much they were banking on getting a hold of that first blood that he had to commit for that early spell or not. But, you know, I mean, can you really blame them, though? I mean, their level 1 is ridiculous. You know, I didn't even factor in the AA being involved, but at least he didn't have the early commitment to get the chilling touch before even seeing the fight. He has yet to reserve his point here. 1 sec ready, but Poop needs a moment, unfortunately, so we'll wait for him a bit. But nope, they're actually going to be back and ready to go, so not too long here, folks, and we're going to get back underway. So SwaG and Tiger is not going to get the opportunity for their first blood, and they will have to walk away to their traditional laning setup, because I'm not expecting anything too funky here, Blaze. Aside from a very safe tri-lane here, or do you think they would benefit from kind of accompanying this bottom lane Tusk a bit? Like I said before, I haven't seen a whole lot of solo off-lane Tusk in this new meta, or at least a lot really succeed here, and especially against the Ursa, could be tough.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Tusk's power is amplified by having an ally with him. His 2 versus whatever potential is much better than his 1 versus X potential. So I would have to say that there is normally some value in that kind of configuration. But here with the Disruptor and the AA, those aren't in-your-face heroes. Those aren't heroes that want to be in the snowball. They can't even really follow up the snowball that well unless they're already in a very aggressive position. So no, I think they're just going to focus on pulling, stacking, and zoning, and just doing the traditional things you expect from the off lane. Of course, if Ned is really good with his skills, they probably will get 1 kill on MJW this laning phase, but he's already ready with a TP scroll, which means that if they just go for the glimpse early, there's no way to stop him from just TPing out.
All right, looks like we'll have another small hiccup here. Pepita apparently having a visual glitch. We'll need to reconnect to the game. I was checking out the mid lane a bit. Interesting that they're even using the daytime Night Stalker to just kind of put more insurance for Poop in his mid lane on his OD to make sure that the Invoker does have a good time, and pretty much punishing the fact also more so, Blaze, that he's made that early commitment for the cold snap. So he is being hit pretty hard and won't quite have the quick damage to be able to match up in the lane. While at top, we see that we have a commitment now to the Chilling Touch. We could see King Ragnar make a move in from behind here, Blaze, along with Ned. Hasn't committed yet, but he's going for the glimpse. So they're hoping that when he tries to make an attempt on retreating, which he's not level 2 yet,
Dire's
so he doesn't even have the surge, but even when he makes his go, they'll have the glimpse ready. They'll
He's
use
just
it
gonna
now.
TP.
My goodness, that sends him all the way back, but you're right. He has the TP. He quickly goes for it, and he gets out. Pepita even going to be wasting the waveform there. Good heads-up play for him. It is going to be a long walk back to the lane, but he gets to keep his life.
And now he knows exactly where the Disruptor is. He's going to be much more wary about his positioning in the future. Just going to go for double Ion Chills on the Creep Waver. Even in this case, it looks like he might consider, since this TP is on cooldown when he gets back, that he just wants to go ahead and jungle a bit, get himself level 3, Soul Ring, and then make his way back up top. For now, it's just too risky of a lane, but it's also, in general, I like this movement from Power of Friendship, because like you're talking about, the Night Stalker is controlling this Invoker in the mid. Even if he just throws out a casual Void every once in a while and allows them to each get 1 or 2 auto attacks on him, the Invoker can do nothing in this lane. And in fact, they're automatically winning bottom as well as mid, and the Darkseer is going to get something, and right now Dolce's not getting that much more. So just in general, it feels like they are going to be able to win out the first day, and then from there the night gets pretty interesting.
Yeah, and you don't want to line up like SwaG to already be going into that. Well, it's time to hop up on Morphling's back and hope that he pulls this one out for us, because as you were alluding to, the mid-game, or even before that when the first Nightfall comes in, Power of Friendship could have the freedom to really pressure any lane they want. And then if they start addressing the Morphling sooner than later, or let's say they manage to get a fast mech on this Darkseer, they can start taking out all the towers, and Morphling's going to be left with nowhere really to farm, so it could be a bit crippling. Back at mid lane, Wade 2 has to back into a haste rune. He's making his move for ZY here. Can he get it done? Oh, yes, he can.
My.
Pops a
I mean,
fire and
he was so committed. He's just like, I either don't have any hope of escape, or I just really want anything I can do against this OD. But OD does have a lot of base armor. Like, melting strikes are one thing, taking 1 armor per hit, but OD starts with 6 base armor with the null tally. So he's in a fine position to confront that directly, and the Invoker just didn't stand a chance.
I want to say he probably knew the fact that he was dead. I mean, a hasted Wade 2 catching him that far out of position, I don't know. I mean, it could be more on him. He saw Wade 2 run through the mid lane with a haste from previous. And, well, here we go. A roaming Ned Disruptor here getting involved with a nice little gank of Rooney. Gets off the Thunderstrike, a good pull back, and look at that. Gets the kill on the Night Stalker here. So,
good.
Don't see those very often, but the Disruptor gets a good setup with the gank there. And he has a sentry. Looks like he wants to place it in the mid lane. We'll drop it, but it's going to be only for another sentry. But he'll get the free tango on that extra bit of regen, though, Blaze.
Yep, very nicely done. But in the meantime, I feel like this is going to just hurt overall the support's experience progression. Yes, they get a nice rotation. They get a nice little counter kill on the Night Stalker. But while the Night Stalker is just about to get going, this Ancient Apparition is just I mean, maybe he'll hit level 3 by night, and Disruptor the same, but in general, they're going to have a hard time hitting 6, is the bottom line, and they are so ulti dependent between the Ice Blast and that Static Storm.
I'm really curious because, you know, just back on this Tusk bottom lane solo as he is trying to get some hefty damage here onto the Winter Wyvern. I'm wondering what they're waiting for, that this Tusk is going to all of a sudden be a star of the show and, like, create the space for the Morphling. What were their other options? I guess it was between him and the Invoker to really be able to come online, but now we see Dolce trying to TP out. Oh my goodness, he's not able to get the last auto attack. It's his last fast swipe, and there he goes.
That was actually a misplay. Snaking had 1 charge of Overpower remaining from the last time he used it. Could have hit him once and then hit Overpower, but just went for what he had the instincts for, and it didn't work out. And now we're going to see the jump on mid. 3v1. The glimpse is there, but the Void is all they needed to guarantee this kill. Under tower, the Cold Snap will really hurt the Starkseer, but will it be enough to bring him down? Not with that defensive imprisonment.
Really well played, and now they're going to make it a move for Ned. They got the Void, and look at the Arcane Orb damage coming out. He's got to smack him one more time for it, but here comes King Ragnar. Intercepts, tells him to slow back, and now Way2's caught in a corner, and he's not going to be able to make it out. They go toe-to-toe. Good quick snowball. They're going to save King, but then there is going to be the hit from Poop. He's going to be able to take him down. Look who showed up to play, though. It's going to be Mario on the Winter Wyvern, but he's not able to make it over the cliff. Poop is stuck on the bad end of the map right now. Sunstrike not going to be on the mark. Look at this. Now he's turning back for Dolce here, and he is just way on the other side of the world. Where the hell are you going, Poop? He's got to go.
But right now, there's nobody to head him off. Right now, the Invoker has to be the one to do it, and it looks like he's actually just going to get out. A long walk home, but in the end, he's the one who survives through it all. Now his KDA is 3-0-0.
All right. Well, that was pretty damn ridiculous, leading in with a gank from the Darkseer. Another gank you don't see very often, as they were going to be able to get that kill, but as everyone looks to kind of step in and get involved, the OD is the one who really benefits the most, charging on through, and now has to step all the way back to base to heal up a bit. Let's touch base here with Pepita, who's quickly turning into the fail-safe plan here for SwaG and Tiger. 300 gold saved up. Anything on the courier? No, not really. 30 in Levis CS. Is this okay for now, Blaze? Well, we might have to hold that thought. Bottom lane, Snake King down deep. Going for a TP here. We'll be able to make it out. I guess, yeah, Ned already committed the glimpse for a gank, but didn't get it. And now they're going to be going for the Wyvern. Snowball forward. It's just Dolce on this one. Has the shards. Maybe looking for the block. Yep. He will go down. He gets caught. Sunstrike's going to be there. Nice catch.
Very nicely done there. So they're going to get that much-needed kill. It's going to be interesting because now we essentially have 2 junglers here. We have the Darkseer committing to the jungle pretty well, and the Night Stalker's going for the Iron Talent here too. So for Power of Friendship, but they started with the Night Stalker in the offlane. Or sorry, the Darkseer in the offlane. He was forced in the jungle. Then the Night Stalker takes some solo experience while he can, and then he's going into the jungle. And I think that means the Darkseer is going to be back up top, but you never know. Like, they're just switching it up. They're trying to keep it dynamic. They're trying to maximize the value across the team instead of just prioritizing the net worth of one hero.
And it's obvious that the way that Power Friendship are playing it with the extra greedy jungle play and pretty much abandoning what is their offlane, with the exception of MJW now showing up now, they're hoping that they're going to be able to just kind of take the game over before the Morphling's even a problem. Would you say that Snake King is reaching his quota right now for where he needs to be as an Ursa, and how soon before he should maybe consider moving forward? It looks like Morbid Mask is coming on now. Yeah. Is it going to be Roche time soon? Are they pressed to get it sooner than later?
Okay, so I think that if you really think into the mind games of it, and you assume SwaG is paying attention to the fact that Ursa has both a Morbid Mask and a Smoke of Deceit sitting in his inventory, what he's going to do is just go jungle for like a minute or 2 minute period. They'll run around the Roche pit, think that he's going for the Roche because he went off the map, he went off the lane, and he smoked, or well, he could have smoked. And then he's just going to be jungling. But no, he's not going for the mind game. He's just going into the pit, where SwaG and Tiger are already ready for him.
Poop's there, and now they're going to step right in for Poop. They're going to go for him. There's the Shard, Sunstrike. He's got to do the Self-Arcane. Step on out. Snake King going to get glimpsed back into the pit. And now they look to finish off the OD, but they're not going to grab him. He's got a haste trigger. Now Snake King goes in, gets some easy swipes, takes down the AA. Now going for the Invoker here. 7. ZY going to be going down quick. Poop now dominating on this one. And after taking down 2, it looks like they're going to battle the big boy here in the pit next. Snake King should be walking away with not only an extra kill, but now an Aegis.
Well, the good thing there is, although Snake King didn't seem to want the fight, Power Friendship were ready for it as a whole. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to contest it, we've got really strong heroes at this point in the game, and they didn't even need like a big wall or anything. They just go ahead, clear it out, Now Snaking gonna go and clear Roshan, finishes it off, grabs the Aegis, and that's gonna be not only a 2-kill lead, but a full Roshan ahead of SwaG and Tiger.
Radiant structures
And
are
at this
fortified.
point, it looks like the Invoker is not happy with this, and it's just like, I gotta go, and gets the hell out of here. Now, in all seriousness, it looks like a DC, and we'll have to wait this one out a little bit, but now Power Friendship are in a huge advantage. We're not even at 10 minutes into this first game, and already, even though the kill score being 5-3, with this huge Roche grabbing those couple of kills, they're already over 5K net worth above. And I imagine once they start getting the ball rolling on this mech, which it looks like MJW is going for right now, straight to the top lane here. He's only about 400 gold away.
Oh my
Actually, he's
God,
going for Pepita now with the wall and the vacuum combo, but man, he's able to gain that strength fast. Pepita is not going to be taken down.
Pepita was playing with less than 500 HP there. The Sunstrike.
Are you serious? This guy right here gets up a wonderful, wonderful snipe. He'll be back banned after this game, but good catch from him.
It was worth it. All right, so at this point, 7ZY is really coming back in his own way.
Radiant's
Just
top
obviously
tower
his
is
last
under
hitting was
attack.
bad. You knew that his laning phase would be bad if he didn't get enough assistance, and I would say Power Friendship contributed their supports to the mid lane as much as SwaG did. So while there was the Disruptor gank, there was the Night Stalker ganks, and that kind of balances it out, which again skews the matchup in favor of OD. Now that we're closing in on 10 minutes, but he's still going to get an okay Midas time, and there's a lot of expectations on him to perform from this point forward.
Cold and sweet.
Way2 had recently popped out the darkness here, pinged out towards mid lane. They want to get this AA. They know that SwaG want this AA to get towards his level 6. You can just tell by his very passive positioning here. They're hoping that they would be able to get the catch for him, but he's not showing himself too much, and Way2 will just take the grind time instead to kind of farm up. Once this mech's together, and I know they're going to want to make some use out of the back end of this Aegis, I'm sure it's a push for some of these tier 1s to go down, because in the meantime, SwaG is going to just get what they can still on this Morphling, which for now, though, is still got a ways to go. Only a Void Stone, it looks like, on him. Hasn't even put the Perseverance yet together. So he's got a long road ahead of him, Blaze. And outside of that, I mean, are we going to be satisfied with anything this Invoker and Tusk are going to be able to do? This should be their peaking window now. I imagine coming up soon. Otherwise, there's really no comeback potential at all here for SwaG. But I guess that's not happening. I already see that Invoker has a Midas and is just trying to throw together the makings of an urn.
I would disagree with that. I would say that they still have a massive window coming in like 10 to 15 minutes later from now. Right now, they're just about to get ultimates. Like, they're barely able to just kind of start holding their own in fights. This is where they kind of get their first resurgence in this game. But I feel like the Invoker, when he's closing in like level 13 and the Morphling's got his first key item, that's when they're really starting to build themselves up here. Yeah, Power Friendship have some great mid to late game potential, but I don't feel like SwaG and Tiger are fully on the clock until the Night Stalker is approaching Aghanim's. When Night Stalker approaches Aghanim's, not only do Power Friendship have team fight value, but they also have the map control with his vision. So I feel at that point in time, SwaG and Tiger start losing the game. But up until that moment, I would say that it just comes down to net worth momentum, who's farming better, who's getting more off the map, and then when fights happen, obviously, who gets the better of it.
I want to say I could see that happening. That will be if Power Friendship don't get this game plan going that they're looking for now, which is a big debut of the Snake King Blink Dagger here. They've smoked up for it. They're looking around the bend. They're into crossing paths with the best target on the map. They're going to go for Pepita here, and he's quick to pull in the gains right now. But as he tanks up all the damage, the stacks do build in. He's waveforms away from trouble, and here comes the Tusk. Snowball's on 4 minutes, looking to make it go into Way2. Sunstrike will catch, and he will end up going down to the right click there from the AA. Meanwhile, Ned is going to be zoned back there, it looks like, from the Wyvern. Snake King gets the jump and gets the kill now for the AA, and it's going to turn into a 2-for-1, it looks like. But the Morphling not going to be taken down. They still end up losing 2, and I imagine it's not going to be stopping any moment here for Power Friendship. They still have the mech to work with, and this Aegis still online.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be fighting stronger in this Aegis window. Ursa's not even a target. He just gets to go freely, as aggressively as he wants to, and he's going to be able to do that for another couple minutes. But we do see here on the mid-tier 1 that 7ZY is trying to find an opening with this flank. He has a Sunstrike, but we're going to see the Ice Blast come through, and he's going to try to follow that up.
Moves back. It's not going to... Oh, man. Just one jump, one quick hit. Disruptor goes down. The tower, it will be glyphed up, but... So that will also go the way of Power Friendship.
Oh, that's a 1 HP glyph. They won the lottery there.
Yeah, that was clutch.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So satisfying.
Bottom lane, Morphling was trying to tease at the tier 1 a bit, but Snake King is quick to get down there and take right back over with the farm. He's quickly accumulated another 13, near 1,400 gold on top of that Blink Dagger now. So they're going to be on go, go, go. After one tower going down, they're going to quickly set up the other 2 lanes.
Dire's bottom
Let's go to the other side now,
attack.
Blaze, SwaG and Tiger. It's pretty apparent what Power Friendship are going to be looking to do from here on out. What do they need to do, though, so that they could still be able to stay in it? I mean, you already alluded to the potential that they have, but right now, what should they do? Because they don't have the extra 10 minutes at the moment.
All right, so what they need to do is force mistakes from Power of Friendship. The best way to do that is to get better ward coverage, specifically sentries. So they can invest a little bit more in sentries and take some of these observers off the map so that Power of Friendship don't know exactly what's going on, as they currently do. Then
bottom tower
they
is
can
under attack.
kind of catch Power of Friendship off guard. They'll force Power of Friendship to go for an aggressive play, and they'll respond with something a little bit more. Like the Disruptor, the Tusk, they're great at responding to Tusk spots. Actually snaking, popping the ultimate here will mitigate a lot of damage, but he's still locked in, and it looks like he's still going down.
Oh, yep. I mean, he thought he had a bit of a one-on-one, maybe even a one-on-two he would have been fine with, but the whole SwaG squad was there ready to go, and they spotted him out with that newly planted ward. They put it down. So if you were alluding to the idea that they need to kind of, as you said, force mistakes, but also get that bit of map control and some extra vision, then well, they have a good start with it. Top lane, Ice Blast, boom! It's going to hit on Poop, but quick Astral and some... He's going to walk on away from any sort of future trouble here. But so we'll see. It looks like SwaG rotated 2 up here now. We're going to have a bit of a clash here, Blaze. Moving on in with a new set of drums. Oh, they're quick to turn back, though. Ooh, they put off the curse, so it's a bit awkward right now for Power Friendship as they make their move for Poop. Glimpse back into Static Storm. Nice setup, and they'll be able to get the OD down. And it's going to be a disengage here from Power Friendship. A very awkward start, or maybe they didn't read the situation well. It looks like SwaG and Tiger have more reinforcements than they anticipated. Now they're going back. Big Splinter Blast does come out, and a jump and stomp comes out from Snake King. Slashes out one. MJW is taking all the kills as he gets a double kill for himself. Up and above, way too looking to move in. Is going to be able to get the kill on the AA, but he's hit up with a cold snap here. Oh, nice save with a cold embrace, but into a Sunstrike. Nicely done from 7ZY, but it looks like he won't be able to have the last laugh. He is swiped down from Snake King, and they're also going to get the tower. 4 all day go down from SwaG and Tiger. Power Friendship pick up all the extra gold and a tower. And Blaze, that started as an awkward fight for them, but they sure made it work out.
Yeah, it just comes down to who has more information going into the engagement. If Power Friendship knew exactly what they were walking into, yeah, they didn't really get much value out of the Winter's Curse, but I feel like Winter Wyvern's other 3 skills are so strong that sometimes you can have a bad Winter's Curse and it's not the end of the fight. Oh, yeah. And we saw that pretty clearly here, but I just feel like if Power Friendship are under-committing to a good response from SwaG can pull ahead. But if it's a full 5-on-5, SwaG just kind of have to give that up for right now because the Morphling just isn't strong enough. He doesn't want to fight. He wants to farm. They want to just go like pickoffs with the Tusk, the AA, and the Invoker. Or if somebody pushes out a lane too hard and then tries to back off, you glimpse them back and you kill them. Like just quick little picks like that. Very clear, very convenient. Cut and dry. If they go in for these heavy confrontations, PoF just have so many more options, so many ways to make the fight work for them, whether it's the vacuum wall, whether it's the OD getting massive through just stacks of intelligence and dropping the big sanities. Like they just have so many keys to victory, and SwaG have to respect that.
So as I'm sure Power Friendship feeling very confident at this point, they get back into the grind and look to itemize that one step further here. We're starting to see the early Wave 2 Agnum Scepter coming online. He's already got a point booster. He's already got nearly 1,000 gold for that next component. You already mentioned how when that map control comes together, it's going to be pretty damn difficult at that point for SwaG and Tiger to be able to get much done on the map without at least having your full pack with you here. But we haven't seen too much extra. Oh, I was going to say Poop. Not much extra for him, but he picks up the Blink Dagger here, Blaze. What do you think about that?
Really strong. Blink Dagger is one of the better items on OD for just extending his reach, getting those extra auto attacks out. Sometimes you can see things like the kinetic field or a snowball coming, you can dodge away from those too, but the most important thing you need to pursue for the kills. The Ursa is able to pursue. With a Surge, you can pursue. Night Stalker, very fast on his feet, but the OD has some mobility problems despite his base movement speed and drums. He wants to be getting those extra couple hits in, just like a Clinks who goes for a Blink Dagger does. He's just trying to follow through, and he definitely has that ability now. He can dive past the opposition. He can do some major work, and if he gets in trouble, a 4-second self-imprison will allow his teammates to catch up.
Yep, great disengage or engage tool here. What do you think their intentions with it are there? I assume it's going to be them looking to turn it up even further. They already popped out the darkness. It kind of got SwaG and Tiger a bit nervous here. They have now pulled on more of a buddy-buddy system, it looks like, at least between these three by the side shop. Anticipating they're probably looking to make it go towards the Roche. They're conveniently going to be able to catch the Wyvern here, who's trying to go in and do a ward. Oh, he tried to make it away with a nice Arctic Burn flight up to the high ground, but they got the glimpse. They pull him down, and Roche working to his benefit here. No, don't hit my dragon friend. Oh! Gets the curse off at the end. Almost gets the Invoker killed with it. Oh, the Roche could get him. Oh, the urn. It's going to be there. Man, that Wyvern almost got away with the final blow on that one, but deep commitment from Pepita. Nice catch. Glimpse into the Static Storm Kinetic Field combo. And they're going to be able to get the finish on the Darkseer. So SwaG and Tiger, do they go for the Roche now? Do they even have the capability? No, they don't.
I think that would be the mistake. Like, it's tempting because you have that 35-second cool time on Darkseer.
He's hitting it like they want to do it. What is he doing? They're going to do it.
They are going to try, but I think this is definitely something that Power Friendship can look to contest. They just need to get everybody in position quickly. The Darkseer buyback would obviously cause them all to run, but even just running in right now, it's definitely possible. Radiant had good vision around the pit. They probably have an idea they're doing it, and it looks like it might actually go SwaG's way. This is a risky maneuver. Now coming in is the entire Power Friendship lineup, but during the daytime, they're a little bit slow. There's going to be an Ice Blast and a Vortex to head them off, and the Aegis will go to the board lane.
Oh, Sanity's Eclipse right in the midst of it right here. Can Power of Friendship take this one back? Otherwise, SwaG could be walking away with a bit of advantage right now. Snake King moves in for Pepita. The two cores go toe-to-toe, and that Aegis goes down damn so fast. Going to be stuck inside the pit at this point. Pepita looks to go back in and engage. They look to go for the Invoker here. Way to the shard block. He gets bumped forward. And he's not able to get the kill. They will get revenge, taking him down in return. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Poop up on the high ground right now is looking to zone back as Pepita will make his way out. So it's technically a 3-for-2, counting the Aegis right here. But do you think with taking the Aegis, taking the Roche, and walking away with that, was that to the benefit of SwaG and Tiger, or do you think Power Friendship are still in a great spot?
I think it was to the benefit of SwaG and Tiger. I still don't think it was the right play because they could have easily just gone for that engagement a lot sooner than taking the tier 1. But they got lucky, they got the Aegis, and it is slightly favoring them. But it's so sad the Invoker actually went down like that because the Night Stalker got locked out because of the ice shards, and then Morphling adaptive striked it back over the side. It was like, what? He had the perfect setup, and then now it just fell to pieces anyways. But no, at this point, Power Friendships are still definitely in the lead. SwaG get a little bit of a boost there because you have to remember, if that Roche was staying on the table for another 2 minutes, it would be in the hands of the Ursa, guaranteed.
Well, they don't have to worry now about any sort of Aegis Ursa at this point, but they have to worry about a BKB one. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare for a certain Invoker now on the other side, and as I said in the draft, even Disruptor won't have much to say at this point. And this is when you feel like Power Friendship could really be starting to turn it up. Maybe going into their biggest peaking window of this game, especially once Way2 gets this Ags and Gem going. Definitely will be their biggest power point, but look at the poke work that Pepita's doing at the bottom lane with the back end of his little replicate here. In fact, he's not even going to use it. He's happy to get a tier 2. 3 tier 2s for them.
Radiant's bottom tower
always has the wave TP in the tree line, so should be fine. It was actually the Invoker got gone on by the Ursa there, but a quick little exchange only left them about at half HP apiece, and the Force Staff is a key pickup there. If the Invoker doesn't have an escape tool like Force Staff or the Ghost, maybe you can use the Ursa before he BKBs, but otherwise, yeah, it's a very problematic situation, which leads to a kill.
That could be just a stepping stone for how they could really take care of Snake King in the long road with a lot of kiting and definitely a tankier Morphling.
Under attack.
They could see them definitely doing, getting the better out of these fights. But suddenly I look over to Poop as like the fallback, the fallback rather for an Ursa, and he's been able to throw together an Atos right now, so he is much meatier than once was before. Has the benefit of that long-range slow, of course. And hey, in this particular game, Blaze, it's a Linken's Morphling. He's got a long-range Linken's popper right there.
Certainly. I mean, that definitely creates its own little bit of value where you can get the silence on them a little bit clearer cut or something of that sort. But I will say that with this E-Blade coming out from Pepita pretty soon, we're actually going to be seeing some real kill potential, like really good kill potential on certain targets of Power Friendship. I mean, you get the Ice Blast, Ice Vortex. Oh, this A is scaling stats? What? Why is he not maxing Ice Vortex?
Wait. He's going into stats right now, huh? I guess is he really that worried that like the Ursa's gonna get a hold of him and he wants to survive?
You can try to make that justification, but it's the wrong move. You need Ice Vortex.
I'm trying to be devil's advocate and give him any sort of justification at this point. Oh, snapped him right back to the low ground, but do they have the vision?
Dust, they have dust.
There they go. They got the dust. They got the ward. They got the kill. Voker does go down. But that is interesting. We figure that in a game where you already have an Invoker, a Static Storm Disruptor, any sort of extra magic amplification might be pretty handy. But, no. King Ragnar says the Mighty King does not care for no leveled up Ice
Radiant's
Vortex.
top tower is under attack.
All right. That's a first.
But moving onward into the later stages of the game here, we're going to see Aghanims come out for the Night Stalker now. He's going to get he already has the gem, so he's going to take advantage of this nighttime and this darkness time period where he's just able to move where he wants, seeing the enemy. Unless they're smoked up, he's not going to get caught off guard. But at the same time, we do see 2 Ags in progress for SwaG and Tiger, if they can get one, actually 3. Now, Invoker, AA, and Disruptor, all of them definitely impacting the game.
Yeah, obviously, if this Disruptor is able to get his Ags, it would render the BKB picked up pretty damn useless here from Snake King. I'd imagine, do you think that Poop should maybe get a BKB this game? Or maybe look at
definitely.
this. Yeah, I mean, so if he gets a BKB, it ruins that one as well. Do you think the Disruptor's Aghanims is one of the more important that they should consider prioritizing farm for him to get it that much sooner? Now, they are smoked right now, and he could get more gold simply by getting kills. Let's see if they can do it. MJW, there's going to be a nice glimpse back. There's the shards. He's bumped over it, but they are going to be able to get the catch up, and Pepita will pick up the last strike with that little shotgun blast right there, and it looks like they're going to take this advantage and move it on forward, boys.
I like the trade here. Yeah, they'll throw the Ice Blast up top, but they're going to be able to get the tier 2 mid, and I think that's a pretty good just SwaG and Tiger being able to build momentum, keep on pushing, try to force some TPs back, maybe even get like a glimpse play. If they glimpse somebody in the base and they're just trying to TP on their tier 3, then suddenly SwaG and Tiger can take this fight 5v3.
Everybody, though, is TPing far and away. They're not making it easy for any sort of glimpse target, so good. Set of mind right there for Power Friendship. Snake King now dives in. Mild damage onto Pepita. He is going to be able to step away. And it looks like it will be a disengage here from SwaG and Tiger. They will step back on out as they're happy they forced back Power Friendship at that point. So this comes from a nice little gankaroonie on MJW, a tower takedown, and back off they go to kind of grinding out that farm. Building up those next big items, those Aghanim Scepters there, boys, so that they can hold a better candle towards Power of Friendship. But on the side of Power of Friendship, I said before, it almost feels like they're getting into their biggest peaking window of this game. Would you kind of agree with that? Do they need to start kind of moving past the river and going for tier 2s, or do they need to find an opportunity to go for the next Roche first before kind of making that big step?
I mean, right, in the nighttime, they can start at least scouting for wards around that area. Then you can freely place your observers, and they have to guess where they are. They don't get to just counteract them immediately. So, oh, snaking is okay. I mean, that's level 2 Ice Blast, so it does bring it close. So I think he still will barely remain above threshold unless there's a Sunstrike. But anywho, yeah, I think that when the next night hits at 28 minutes, that's when the Night Stalker is going to get just full map control. That's when he's going to look to drop all the wards around the pit and around their planned objectives. And they'll be able to initiate that game plan based on the vision they have.
Let's see if that's the case here. Snake King continues his grind of farm. And mid lane, they might get a go here. He's going to pop that linkage with that ASOS right now. Gets the Astral, and I guess he's just using it as a bit of harassment here. But they find a better target. They found Ned.
Nice.
Easy kill. Gobbled
That's a
up
gem.
by
That's
Bear.
2 gems for their team now.
Yep. And that is a vision disadvantage now for SwaG and Tiger. And Power Friendship wants to. They can begin to do a big sweep here. Rid of all the wards, and with that extra big vision, it'd make it that much easier to do the upcoming Roche here. Looks like we'll find out the secondary timer in just a moment as Power Friendship move mid. It's a little over a minute here for him, And wouldn't you know it, it's 28 minutes. Nightfall has come, and this is going to be Power Friendship's big 4-minute window, I'd have to say. We'll see what they can get done with it.
All right, snaking on the front line, no problem with him. He's got that, all of his cooldowns ready to roll, and the Ice Blast is short, which is really important here. A flank from Night Stalker allows them to get all the vision that they need, and they can make this jump if they want, going here onto 7ZY.
Another counter force staff play from MJW with that vacuum back. Dolce just dives on in there, but he goes right into a wall and an Ion Shell Ursa who has his name. Two going to be going down fast now looking for Pepita, but a lot of damage there on the snaking. He's going to have to back on off. Cold Embrace will heal him up. They're all clumped acting together now. AA going to get slowed up with a lot of Atos right now. Right clicks come out and poop on a killing spree right now. The rest is
he wasn't even there. They went in 4v5, extremely confident, just with their quick combo. The vacuum is just so strong at keeping even 4-staff targets on the Ursa, and if the E-Blade's not quick enough, then there's no way to keep that hero alive.
Top tower is under attack.
After taking to tier 2, it looks like they're not going to stop at that. They're going to go right for the top tier 2 at this point. OD just completes his BKB, it looks like. Doesn't have it on hand quite yet, but this tier 2 top lane is already so low. I guess it feels like easy economy for him at this point. And I imagine from here they look to make a battle happen at the Roche and then make their big move into probably high ground / bottom tier 2. SwaG and Tiger Blaze now are down 2 extra notches from when I asked you this question before, where they had that opportunity that maybe, you know, at 30 minutes or so they'd be able to kind of make a bit of a run back now. What's their plan B at this point? Do you think the Morphling is still in a good spot that he could be able to kind of put the team up on his back?
I mean, Morphling is one of the top 10 carries in the game in terms of scalability, but the problem they have right now is just vision. They cannot see what's lurking in the shadows. They cannot see what's coming up against them. It's going to be a bear going onto the Disruptor and now targeting on the Tusk.
Just as fast as I go in to quickly scout it out, the Disruptor is already dead on the ground. Snaking moves in ambitiously, but quickly SwaG and Tiger make the roll. Nice setup with the Winter's Curse, and then the Invoker gets chopped on down from the Morphling. Very nicely done. And now with that, an advantage in numbers, Morphling decides he wants to go for some creeps here, but here comes Power Friendship. Beautiful vacuum back into the wall, into the Sandy's Eclipse, into death. Power of Friendship. Huge team fight for them.
I'm not sure if he just forgot, but there was a team like 5 feet away from that position he decided to farm. The Night Stalker has a blink and an Aghanims now. It just doesn't seem like their heads are in the game. It feels like their buyback on the Morphling pretty much is the last nail in the coffin. He has no future in terms of item progression, and it's just their frustration is showing.
Yeah, I imagine feeling pretty damn downtrodden at this point. Power Friendship quick to go back. So get in there, get her done. Close out an easy tier 2 bottom lane and make them move into the base. SwaG and Tiger even another 2 notches down, Blaze, from what I asked you the last time, and now I'm very concerned for them. This is, I mean, they better hope for one hell of a high ground defense, and it's in Wombo combo territory, an ideal Ice Blast setup on someone who doesn't happen to have the Aegis, and then blast them down with your shotgun, and hope that maybe at that point Power Friendship will be not so assertive in pushing in. If they can hold and stall the game out for like the next Roche, maybe new opportunities might show up for them. Or do you think they're down and possibly out at this point, Blaze?
It's definitely possible. I mean, the buyback really hurts them. Their position high ground, like they are up against the Night Stalkers, so as long as nighttime is active, Power Friendships can see everything that SwaG and Tiger try to make do with. They're gonna obviously try for the high ground siege, but KotLGuy, you know what a really good spell for high ground defense is? Ice Vortex. Oh
yeah. You just drop a couple of those down like a naughty little welcome mat, but I mean I guess he's got one level of it. Cooldown's the same on every level, so he'll have a lot of them. I mean they'll be okay. They won't be 30%, but let's see what we can do. There's no Ice Vortex yet. Oh, there it is, but too bad Ice Snaking hopped over that Ice Vortex and killed you. Oh, no. Snaking, so confident, so big. Bow before me, he says, as he just moves on in with an absolute slaughter. Power of Friendship come in with a huge note in game number 1 and are looking to close it out and force SwaG and Tiger into a tap-out position. Still with the Aegis, looking to make their move for a tier 3. Here's the jump from Invoker now. Gets a tornado, meatball combo, deafening blast.
Cheese!
But he eats that cheese! Yummy, yummy. He is all good now. Even self-astral to help it out. And now the Invoker, ooh, nice little save with the snowball. Oh, but there's Poop with revenge. Moves in, gets the blast, Sandy's Eclipse. They all go crashing down. And I imagine the white flag will be raised any moment here for SwaG and Tiger
Dire's bottom
because
tower is
Power
under
of Friendship
attack.
just look unstoppable.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sorry, I couldn't get past revenge poop. That's just the worst.
Dire's bottom barracks.
All right, they're going to try to hold it here. Way 2 getting burst down pretty heavily, but he's got enough HP, and man, just one more jump from staking is all it's going to take. Pavita trying to hold it, no E-blade left, just straight morphing as soon as possible. He gets crippled, but every time he just goes to full strength, and he can't do anything for the rest of the fight. We're going to see Ragnar, the last man standing. One more Ice Vortex. No, he can't get it. That could have been the game, but no. It is going to be the bottom lane of Rax, destroyed by a Power of Friendship. They'll move towards mid, and SwaG and Tiger are out of options.
Snake King came out so aggressive. He's just looking over at the other team. He's like, how dare you have a king on your team, King Ragnar? I am the one mighty king of Snake King. Now they're moving in.
Not anymore!
Oh man, as I say that, they shoot him on down. He is down for the count. SwaG and Tiger, they're not out yet. They move in, they're gonna get a second kill. Take it out way 2, vacuum back. Lincoln's popped. Gem is down. Oh, but that curse instantly deletes Tuskar from the game. Now they're going to make their move for the Winter Wyvern here. It looks like they'll be able to get that one. All right. A couple of more forgiving kills here from Power of Friendship. Let's look at the critical damage their base is in. They've already lost bottom racks, and only their mid lane is exposed. They're not out of this one yet, and a Manta has been picked up on the Morphling here. So
He literally just got 2,500 gold, so no surprise he gets something, but he's got to do some real work with it. I guess Power of Friendship forgot one of the big things about breaking the base against Disruptor is when he comes back, you can't run from it. He's going to get a glimpse back on somebody, and you're just going to be feeding more kills in retreat. So they kind of dived a little bit too much. They had the racks, they could have walked. Now they're watching actually Pavita force the glyph and maybe even take at least the range racks.
Power of Friendship really don't want to have to use a buyback when there's only like a few seconds left, but look at this. Suddenly they're going to be losing a racks. They've already lost one. Morphling moves in for the other, but that wall begins to do work and will force him back. Little ice blast here. It's going to be off the mark, it looks like. Power of Friendship looking to get any catch they can here. They already just hustled down, but it looks like everyone is going to make it back safely here from SwaG and Tiger. So, all right, they come back here. SwaG and Tiger actually get a good chunk out of that little window. And I don't know, is it going to be enough to stall times out? I mean, they got a big purse, don't get me wrong, Blaze, for being able to take that fight in the mid lane racks, but this is a Power of Friendship squad who've taken 2 sets of racks, another tower, a couple of towers maybe even before that, and they're the team with still the better items and net worth.
Yeah. I mean, for the first time this game, I would say that Morphling is finally a hero. Like, he got the Manta style, so now every time he gets crippled, he just Mantas that off, and then he doesn't have to go full strength morph every time he sees the Night Stalker approaching. That's a really big benefit to Pepita, but at the same time, I think that their overall position remains unchanged.
And now with it being nightfall, it's home court advantage here for Way 2's Night Stalker and the rest of Power of Friendship, and this is when we're really going to be seeing SwaG and Tiger herded like sheep inside their little home base here. Unless they are going to do a good old like complexity smoke wraparound or something. We'll see what they're going to hold out for, a high ground defense. Maybe a very aggressive Power of Friendship group could kind of hand over an advantage here, but let's see. They're already considering making their move. An exposed Rax here in the mid lane. Power of Friendship want to kind of put themselves in that much more of an advantage. Let's see if we're going to be able to get it here. But an Alacrity morph could do some nice work. Oh, there's the move from Pepita.
Not it.
Wow, they get a quick pop of the linkage and a quick kill on the Morphling. He's down, no buyback. It could be over right now. That jump happened in a blink of an eye, and it was all over. And they're going to get Ned here with a Winter's Curse. Invoker begins to go to work onto him. Ned barely alive, only able to get off a kinetic field before he does go down. Abyssal Blade stun onto the Invoker. He gets a nice little ghost save, but yep, all walking away only to get into an Astral.
Dire's middle
And,
barracks
okay, definitely last meatball. Stay away from me. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hey, Morphling's back.
Morphling got the buyback.
He got
He
the
got
money.
gold.
or the time, money for the buyback. He's back in it now. Moving in, gets the follow-up kill, taking down the Winter Wyvern. He's got 2 kills now.
Well,
Power Friendship only got 1 Rex.
He loses 60% of the gold for that, but he still ends up only negative 700 with the buyback cost in total. So, yeah, he's back, but they're actually looking to still go. They can't. They have the Abyssal. They can, if they go pop with Blink Void and then Blink Abyssal, they can actually kill him.
They see the curve. Doesn't look like it. Here comes trouble. They go first for Dolce. They get him. Pepita looking to get the snipe on the way too. Not going to be able to grab it. Darkness going to be popped right now, and Snake King looks to go for Pepita now. There's the adaptive. He's got the waveform. Can he make it away? He's trying to. Manta. Oh, he makes it out. Now the strength starts coming in, and King Ragnar forces back the other King, Snake King here. All right, and it looks like he'll be able to get the surge help and make it away from trouble. Ooh, very hostile kind of a game right now. And Power Friendship will have to step back. Only got the 1 Rax at the end of the day, but they did force out the buyback there from the Morphling. They almost took him down the second time. That would have been the game right there, but couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, the Abyssal being on cooldown was unfortunate because otherwise that would have been a very assured kill from his positioning. But the only thing that he's the most significantly worried about is that Odino, the Blink Atos Hex, was the thing that caught him off guard. I don't even think that Poop showed the Hex until it was unveiled right there on the morph, so couldn't have seen it coming, and that was quite unfortunate. But at this point, it's all on him. Back's against the wall. Clearly the Invoker isn't going to be able to do it enough. The AA has finally picked up an Ice Blast, which, as I was talking about a bit earlier, compare that to the Enrage duration of only 4 seconds. That gives you a lot more time to shatter this Ursa, but in the end, it counters the Satanic. It makes it possible to bring him down, but still the initiation's in the hands of PoF.
Maybe if he leveled up Ice Vortex, this game would be a little bit different.
Those Ice Vortices, so potent.
15% you're missing out on here. That's a big set of numbers, but here they go, back inside. This time, no buyback again for Precious Morphling. If they make that kind of assassination jump, he will not be coming back, but it looks like the plan here for Power Friendship is to stall out for the next Roche. Sunstrike will obviously spot out way too. A lot of hateful X-Pings on
Radiant's
him,
top
but
tower is under attack.
I don't know if they're going to be ready yet for a full 5-on-5 team fight. Way too even pops the darkness now, and they're at a vision disadvantage. They move up here, but Smoke's going to be popped. Oh, quickly! He makes it away from trouble. Slow on the trigger is going to be SwaG and Tiger, and they're not going to get the catch for them, and this attempted aggressive move is going to be quickly thwarted. And
you have to remember what they see, though, dude. Like, oh man, you have to remember what they see, though. Darkness was active. They have barely see like 2 inches in front of their own face. It's so hard. Like, he can actually pop the smoke before they even see him in the fog of war. It's just absurd how good that ultimate is.
It's like it restricts everything to something like 650 vision range. It's out of control. And now at mid, Ned, who is lost in the darkness, quickly finds himself lost underground as he is just put into his own grave. And now Power Friendship are considering a creeping back into the base to finish what they had started multiple times here. Hoping that they were going to already be moving SwaG and Tiger into submission, they realize that they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. And firstly, they'll take a detour and, of course, grabbing up the mighty Roche and its Aegis here before they try to close this game out.
Yep. So the Ice Blast is going to be the make or break for SwaG and Tiger. If they can get a really good Ice Blast, they can make the Satanic irrelevant. They can make the Cheese irrelevant. But if not, then it's just too many health bars that PoF have to work with, and Morphling just cannot take them all down.
Maybe Power Friendship go quick in a 10-second window and go before the Ice Blast is back up. Let's see. Back towards mid lane, though, and you're absolutely right. With an ideal kind of a setup here, getting an Ice Blast in, getting the burst combo from your Morphling, they could shut him down, but they have 2 lives that they would have to burst through here from the mighty Ursa. And Way2, who's being the scouting at this point. Look at this low ground. Look at his vision here. You can easily see into the base. King Ragnar, who thinks he's nice and safe. This is how they find those quick jump, hit and run plays right now. Careful.
Yeah, I don't even think they have to kill the Morphling. If they think that there's no buyback on the AA and there isn't, then they can just jump fight that way. If there's no Ice Blast, then you can kill maybe 1 member of PoF before their entire team destroys you.
All right, daytime now though. They still got about another 19 seconds. They'll wait for darkness.
Dire's top tower is under
before
attack.
They make their move. And, well, they're going to smoke here.
They can just walk up mid. There's no tower, so this should be the quick jump on Invoker.
Invoker makes his farm creeps and he can force himself away. There's another Nightfall coming out now. The darkness being popped, and let's see if they can find the catch. Look how defensive SwaG are. They are way back, damn near their fountain at this point. Sniping out with shards, and they will obviously lose that range Rax in the mid lane. So now down 2 sets of Rax here. SwaG and Tiger on their last legs. They have to hope for one hell of a high ground hold defense, and that's just step number 1 of a probably 7-step program for them to really get back in this game. But they are never say die. We'll see. Big closing.
All right, this should be the final approach. Just kind of committing with this. As long as they can dodge the Ice Blast on one of their heroes, they should have a decent chance. If they get hit on 2, then they're actually in a really bad spot.
Snay will commit his first ulti here. No BKB, obviously, looking to make that for his second life.
He's trying to get the Essence Aura proc to get his mana back, but I think they're going to have to Greaves him if he doesn't get this next proc. Oh, going in anyways.
I'll get full mana when I die. He pulls back. It's just slow. It's slow sieging with a melee hero here. It's not as easy when you don't have like a drow or something doing it from the low ground, but he keeps moving in, clawing at the tower. Eats a poke, Sunstrike swinging a miss. Steady as she goes here. But look how reserved SwaG and Tiger are. They are not having anyone even go close to the Rax as far as commitment to the fight. Maybe they'll bait out a Tusk. No bait there. Tier 3 goes down. There's the curse. It's long and it catches on the King Ragnar. Is that an Aether Lens? No, not even an Aether Lens. Man, they buffed that range up. He has a freaking sheep stick. We didn't even talk about that. This Wyvern is loaded, but here we go. Last set of Rax.
In the end, doesn't work to their favor entirely. They're just kind of still doing the same thing, poke by poke, siege by siege, forcing SwaG and Tiger to make the first move and making sure they can't be caught in the AoEs. If they're not caught in a kinetic static, if they're not caught in Ice Blast, they're fine. This is going to be the time where SwaG and Tiger have to make a move.
Do something. You're going to lose your Rax. Snake King. They can't really stall out the whole time on this Aegis here, so
still got a minute and a half.
Middle tower is under attack.
They're going to have to do something. I don't know what the hell it is. Smoke, go through mid and come up south or something. They have no tower here that's even going to assist on the damage. They're just losing Rax slowly. Another one goes down. They poke at Snaking a bit. They're hoping not to commit too much and still be able to get that Aegis here, but there's going to be a glimmer, and they can always heal him up with a Cold Embrace, and he'll be fine.
So it'll be up for sure for this creep wave. The second one just depends on timing.
All right. Let's see here, SwaG. This is it. You got like 2 creep waves left, and then you're dead. So unless you hold here. Okay, Snake King moves in.
What?
Missed time, though. An Astral from an ally as he makes his swipe, and now it's all out of position for them. They just decide to turn onto the Rax instead and go for the Magus here. Can they get him? Making a move from Snake King to make their jump. He's still got his first life. He powers out the ultimate here, even committing to BKB. So now he'll lose the Aegis. Rax still good.
Dead.
Sandy's Eclipse. Yeah, Morphling going to be down and out. Tusk going to be forced to buy back here. Rax going to be down. Mega's going to be up. Poop has a triple kill. MJW dominating, and it looks like it will finally be the conclusion of game number 1. Power of Friendship. They have to work a bit extra for it and sweat it out, but finally they will get their W.
Alrighty,
Classic.
so just classic. But that's the first game of this best of 3. Still, SwaG tried to show at least some mental fortitude, getting a few kills back the other way. I definitely think that they have to rethink their support structure because, well, like we said, they just didn't have really many options between the Disrupted, the AA early on, and PoF just every single engagement seemed to gradually bring things forward. They had a couple really good moves, like trying to contest the Roche Pit when they knew that Snaking was going to make his way that direction, but it just seems like Power of Friendship had the better team fight potential, were able to execute more properly, and even when like things looked really rough for MJW on the off lane, he was able to just go back to the jungle, kind of find his opening, and then combo up with way 2 when it hit nighttime. So they really were able to sync up really well. On the other hand, SwaG and Tiger just seemed to be kind of, everybody was doing a little bit of their own thing, and Pepita took a really long time to come online because honestly, he just didn't farm well against Iron Shell. The Morphling isn't strong in that capacity, and his farm was way lower than it should have been. So across the board, SwaG and Tiger, step up your game. We want to see game 3.
We'll see what they do to change things up for game number 2, but a solid performance from not just Snake King and his Ursa going 16-2, but Poop. They're standing on Outward Devour, a big 14-2 showing for him. Folks, we'll cut to a break. When we return, it's going to be game 2 of Power of Friendship versus SwaG and Tiger for BTS America's 3. I'm KotLGuy. That's Blaze. We'll see you soon.